Hello and welcome to the Cardiac Cats YouTube channel. I'm your host, Jacob Shorba, and we just got news. This was literally probably 30 seconds ago for me, to be honest, but Travon Walker has had his fifth-year option exercised by the Jaguars. So I just want to record on this quick and discuss what this means, what's the cost, and is this a good or bad decision for the Jaguars? And I'll just start with saying this. Regardless of where you're at on Travon Walker, as long as you don't think he's like a mega bust, which he's not, this is a good deal. As far as the amount, there's four different amounts that these players are paid. It depends on their position, and it depends on the play time they've had, and then if they've been in Pro Bowls. So, something that you see a lot for Jaguars players is you don't see them get over in these right two because Jaguars just don't go to the Pro Bowl that often. Even when they're supposed to, just doesn't happen. So, Travon, of course, he's kind of been around that range. I wouldn't say he's been like super deserving of a Pro Bowl yet, but he's continuously got better. And so he falls into this category where he's going to get paid about $15 million in 2026. So this is your cap hit that year. And look, you compare this to other contracts at the position. I mean, you have a top number of $40 million for Myles Garrett. So it's not really even close to a lot of these top players, but you are falling around, although I don't know why Eric Armstead's here. I guess they flipped him to edge because of last year, but really an interior player. You're falling around like Chase Young. You're a little bit short of where he is. Alex Highsmith, Dio Odeyingbo. So it's a great range. And obviously Travon's going to earn a lot more than this, whether he gets paid by Jacksonville or not down the road. But ultimately, it's an easy fifth-year option, I would say, for the team because you're not even earning half of what the top of the position does, and you're a player who's got back-to-back 10-sack seasons. If we go look at this, what he's done as a run defender, although PFF doesn't really give him enough credit here, he has been one of the best at the position. As a pass rusher, he has gotten better and better. And having 50-plus pressure seasons, I mean, it's not necessarily elite, but it is good. And he has consistently gotten better and better and better. So it makes sense for the Jaguars to make this move with Travon. The big question is going to be whether or not you extend him this offseason. And ideally, even if you don't have the answer now, the best case scenario is making the right decision now between whether to extend him or to let him go. And so what I mean by that is that if you wait a year and he plays great again, well, in that case, you got to pay him more, right? If you wait a year and he doesn't play as good, and maybe you're thinking, okay, now do we consider trading this player? Because it's a matter of we're not going to have him around long term. We don't want to pay him how much he's worth. Now the trade value goes down. And now I'm going to be clear. I'm not saying we should trade him right now. I think you would need a really good offer to do that. I think he's improved enough, especially this last year, to where I'm not really considering trading him at this point. I don't think that's a great idea. But maybe if you hear the numbers are too large for what you want, maybe you consider that down the road. There's a lot of different options, but ultimately, the best case scenario is that you either buy in now, and he's a great player, he continues to get better, and you have the cheapest contract you could have got with him. Or it is that you say, we don't believe in it, we don't think he's going to get to that level, let's move off him now, let's get the biggest deal that we can, and now we get the biggest haul, and maybe he doesn't work out where he goes. Those are the two best outcomes for the Jaguars and how they could handle this and what would happen after. Obviously, you would prefer that he's a great player, he continues to get better, and you end up paying. And I would say that's probably the most likely of these outcomes. But if you're going to pay him eventually in the high 30s, if you're getting around that number, you need him to be in that superstar tier of players. That's the big question. And so I don't really have a great answer, I'll be honest. I think it's hard to decide right now. I think you almost have to wait because he's so much in between the two outcomes, and I think that he would demand a lot of money. I could be wrong on that, but that's just kind of my take right now. So those are my thoughts on this. We will see what happens with Devin Lloyd. Maybe it got announced while I was recording. Probably not. But Devin Lloyd also has a fifth-year option. It would be for the same amount because they're technically both linebackers. And so that would put Devin pretty high on this list. And so I know for a lot of fans, you don't really want him to earn this much. You don't want him around Nick Bolton. I think that's fair for him to earn around this amount. I think it's a fine fifth-year option. It could end up being something that, say, if he doesn't play as well this next year, you could regret that decision. But ultimately, I think Devin Lloyd is a player who has gotten better and better over the course of his career. I think that he can be a top linebacker in the NFL, and I would be investing in him as the middle linebacker long-term for this team. That's what I would like to do. And you see it in a lot of these grades as well. Just phenomenal play last year. Great run defender, great tackler. I think there's a little bit of upside in coverage we haven't seen yet. In the pass rush ability, we have not got to see him in that role nearly enough. But when he's been given the opportunity, it's done pretty well. 10 pressures, 29 pass rushes. It's pretty good. So we'll see what happens there. But those are my thoughts on this. I think it's a good decision for the Jaguars, an obvious decision. Even if some people don't think it is, I think you have to make this move. So that's where we end up on this. We are going to go ahead and wrap this up. Later tonight, I am hoping to have a live stream with a live mock draft where we'll be going through 4 rounds. That'll be on Walk the Mock. I'll actually take a look at that really quick here. I'll see how many people have signed up, because that's kind of the requirement here for whether we do it or not, because we do need enough people to be signed up. And yeah, so right now, can't even see it yet. Okay, here we go. Yeah, we'll see if anyone else joins. If we don't get enough people, then we'll probably reschedule this for another night. But we'll see what happens. So with that all said, we are going to head out of here. Want to thank our channel members, Premier Seer 904, Nightmare Eco, Gator John Bites, Ichi Wiener, Mr. Dolphin, Scrubber Ducky 500, Brian Foster, and Frangies. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one. Finally, go Jags.